ladies and gentlemen, fresh off his summer vacation, the one and only Mr. Jerry Springer.
Hey! I didn't have a vacation.
Well, we're going to call it that, Jerry.
Gene's the one who pedaled. I had to work.
When?
Hey, it's my favorite wine. I had to work.
Hey, by the way, you got to stick around for this. We've got Corduroy Brown coming on in a little bit. For our musical guest from Huntington, West Virginia. We're really looking forward to not only hearing a song from him, but also getting his backstory. And we know a little bit of it. It's pretty good.
Well, let me give you a T-shirt representing the podcast.
Nope.
I want a T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, speaking of that, that's the voice. I'm going to hand this over to Megan. That's the voice of Corduroy Brown. Take it, Megan.
Sure is. Hey there, Corduroy. Nice to have you on.
Yeah, good to see and hear you all.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I did a little bit of research on you before our show, and you have quite a story here, sir. It sounds like the last 12 months have brought about quite a bit of change for you.
Oh, good grief. That's an understatement. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't even begin to do us justice. So give us a little bit of background here and what brought you to us tonight.
Oh gosh, yeah. So it's crazy to be looking at you all. It's like never thought I'd end up on the Jerry Springer podcast, but we're not, we're rolling with it. So I told everybody, and I was like, everyone was like, "You're on what?" I was like, "Yeah, just." I said what I said.
Yeah.
So if anyone is hearing this and seeing this, I'm from Huntington, West Virginia. It is, the We Are Marshall movies, kind of what we talked about a little bit. I also tell people I'm from the area that Katniss Everdeen is from in the Hunger Games. So
that's great.
Yeah. You guys are explaining a lot of the Trump flags and stuff. And it's like, yep, and Confederate flags. Yeah, we got those too. We got those too.
Yeah.
It's kind of tragic. But I don't know how much you want me to get into everything specifically yet, but yeah, I'm a musician from Huntington, West Virginia, make some rock, pop, fun stuff. I like to describe the style as this music will make you dance, but you'll probably be crying while you're doing it. So you're kind of crying while you're dancing, and it's kind of a mix of both.
I love it. So COVID brought about some stuff for you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and then we will listen to some of your music.
Yeah, so I could probably preach a whole 3-hour sermon, but I'll try to spare you guys the whole thing. In January, I got COVID, and it wasn't all that bad. It was like a cold, I felt kind of crappy, but not awful. So I get over COVID, and about a month goes by, and I'm at work, and my lymph node in the side of my neck is huge. My kidneys are kind of hurting, and I'm kind of just feeling off. So I go to an urgent care, and they're like, I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to get antibiotics. And they're like, you might want to go to the hospital. Your blood, some of your blood stuff is kind of wacky right now. And I was like, come on, can I just get antibiotics? Come on, surely it's nothing. A few more days go by, I'm throwing up constantly. And my kidneys are in the most excruciating pain. And I go to the hospital here, and they say, I stay there for a little bit. They didn't admit me to a room, but just on the bottom floor there. And they're like, we don't really know what's up. Here's some nausea medicine and anxiety medicine. You need to kind of just chill it off, take it easy. I get out of the hospital, and I go back less than 24 hours later because I am miserable at this point. I have no words to describe the pain that my kidneys were in. And that's on a Saturday. And I'll fast forward to Tuesday because I spent Saturday to Tuesday in the hospital, and they're just not sure exactly what's going on. And so what happens is, Tuesday morning, I text one of my friends. It's early. I hadn't really slept. I still haven't eaten yet. It's been Thursday since Tuesday, and I haven't been able to eat anything because I've just been throwing it up. And, they come in and say, hey, we're going to put you on some oxygen. You want to get your lungs are kind of struggling right now. We know you had COVID before, so maybe it's that. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'm going to get out of here in a little bit. Maybe it's whatever. A little bit more time goes by, and they say, hey, Mr. Brown, we have to put you on a ventilator. And I said, we're doing what? For what? And why? And they're like, well, right now, you're in heart failure and kidney failure, lung failure, and liver failure. And I said, hold on, what's happening? And they're like, we don't know yet. And next thing I know, I'm sedated and put on a ventilator. I don't remember that part, obviously, and here's a crappy part. I got to ride in a helicopter. I've never done that before, and I didn't even get to enjoy it because I was freaking gone.
Oh, man.
That's insane.
But apparently, this is what my parents said. You know, I got life flighted to Morgantown, West Virginia, and my parents said that when I landed, like I was actually gone. I was put on life support. It's called ECMO. And generally, when people are on ECMO, you're generally saying goodbye to people. That's like last ditch effort.
Wow.
That's it. And I will say this, guys, like, you know how people talk about like seeing a white light and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's completely real. Like,
Really?
I gotta explain. I gotta tell this to you guys. I've talked about it to a couple people, but like, it's nuts. And so I remember like being in this like infinite, and the timeline checks out because apparently, like, I don't know, like if I was gone from some time I got in the helicopter to the time I landed, I was gone. And so I remember like seeing this like infinite white like space. Think infinite as far around as you could see, infinite white. And I knew that my body was there. I could see myself kind of like whatever I was and wherever I was. And I could see this little like almost like a ball of energy or an orb or something. And I hate saying it like that because that makes it sound super spacey and weird. But I remember seeing this plain as day. I can see it. Like I can see it still. And it started really close to me. And then it slowly went away. And I watched it. And that was my soul, is what it was perceived as in that state that I was in, was my soul. And it's freaking weird because like I used to like take that shit for like, you know, like, okay, whatever.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
But
It's
I
like,
saw this. And what's wild is that, like, as crazy as that sounds, that was the most at peace I've ever been in my entire life. That was the most beautiful, peaceful place I've ever been. And I don't know if I was like next door to heaven, or if I was in purgatory, or if I was, I don't know. But I remember that plain as day. And so that's kind of like the spiritual part that we could probably dive into hours about. But like,
but
I remember waking like
if that doesn't influence your art and your music, I don't know what else could.
Oh my gosh. Like,
you know what I mean?
Lord,
yeah. I mean, believe me, it has. Like, I'll kind of skip through some of it, but I woke up in Morgantown, and there's a way that they measure like the output of your heart. It's called ejection fraction. So like, think of a faucet. When you turn on a faucet full on, you just got a full stream of faucet or whatever. Well, people who have great hearts go down. Their number for the ejection fraction is 50. That's like the perfect heart. People who have heart attacks go into like the 30s. And mine was a 12. So like, think of a faucet where you barely have it driven. That's what my heart was doing. So that's what they put me on life support for, is to like help my heart like take a break, basically, to like, so it didn't have to do anything. All I remember a couple of days later was I'm in Morgantown, and the doctors are like, "Hey, Mr. Brown, like, you're in Morgantown, like, you know, West Virginia Mountaineers, college football, like," you know, and they're trying to like, you know, I'm attached to everything. I have these big giant tubes in my hips for the life support, and I signed paperwork that was like, "Oh, hey, we might have to do a heart transplant. You might get a heart with hepatitis, but you'll have a heart. Can you sign this?" And I was like, that's like one of the first things I remember. And there's videos of me talking to nurses, like talking to them about all the music that I have and Patsy Cline and all this stuff. I don't remember any of that stuff. But
so was it COVID?
It was a part of COVID. So it was this thing called MIS-A. And if you've never heard of it, it's because it's not a common thing. Basically, my immune system violently attacked the antibodies that my body made from COVID so violently that it sent my system into like, you know, inflame everything, just freak out everything. And it was so violent. I mean, I was in 4 stages of organ failure. So they basically had to just keep me alive long enough so that my body, if I came back to a body, that I could, basically. I mean, it's wild, y'all. Like, you learn so much when you're in a hospital bed, and you learn so much. And it's not about the things that you have. It's like, how did you love, and how were you loved? And that's the stuff that matters. That's the stuff, like memories and experiences and stuff that matters so much more than anything else, emotionally and physically that you could really have is like, how did you love, and did you pursue everything that you wanted violently enough to go after it hard? Like, I don't know, I could preach a sermon, so please ask questions, or otherwise I'll get off on a thing here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm for one, I know, and I certainly don't mean to like try to change the subject, because I love hearing that perspective and like what you've experienced. And like I said, I'm sure that it has played into your creation and your art. You do have a song for us this evening called I Know Better. Was this pre or post experience?
This was well ahead of that.
Was it?
Yeah. And there are some songs on the album. I have an album that's coming out August 13th, Friday the 13th. It's an unlucky day, but it's lucky for y'all because you get to hear an album. It is, I mean, there's a couple songs on there that are word for word. I have to tell you guys, before we play I Know Better, I remember texting my friend Jeffrey McClellan, who produced the album and played drums on the album. I remember waking up to text him, and it was kind of gibberish because I was still sedated, and people were like, "Oh man, like I don't know what you're trying to say, but I'm glad I see your name pop up on my phone," because I was gone. And like I remember texting him like, "Hey man, we got to do better. We can't hold grudges." And I feel like God called my bluff. And you guys were talking about mental health earlier, like mental health therapy and medicine saved my life. So like I was just talking to Jeffrey about all this different stuff, and he sent me a song, and the song was like literally word for word the stuff I was texting him. And keep in mind, I didn't know he even wrote the song. He had written, mixed, mastered, and sent me a song that were literally the words that I was texting him when I woke up from dying. And
that's crazy.
So like we can get off on another tangent like that. But yeah, this song is called I Know Better. And it's kind of like if someone has broken your heart before, you are very hesitant to let down the walls for someone else, and you kind of repeat the same patterns. So we could get into all kinds of stuff, but this song, I know better.
All right.
That's a
Very
well-written
nice.
song.
All right.
Thank you,
Nice
thank
song.
you, thank you, thank you.
That is I Know Better by Corduroy Brown. Corduroy, tell us where we can find more of your music.
Yeah, so Corduroy Brown is literally everywhere, but if you social media wise, Corduroy Brown WV and everywhere, it's going to be literally anywhere that you can listen to music: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I'll send you a cell phone video of me playing it in the car if you want. I mean, literally anywhere. So,
It's good.
Very
great.
cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
really enjoyed it. Your story was really something, man. Like that's crazy. And I'm
Yep.
glad that you came out on the other side and that you're here to talk about it.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Life is
And-
short, and so
Yep.
don't waste it.
Yep.
There you go.
Aw.
Well, speaking of life being short, please, while we're here on this earth, go online and let people know what you think about us. Check us out. You can go to Facebook. You can go to any of our social media, jerryspringer.com. Let us know. Leave us 5-star reviews so that we can stick around and bring you artists like Corduroy and Thoughts by Gene Galvin and Jerry Springer. Thanks, guys. We're going to take you out with Jerry Springer.